There's something disturbing about true crime stories, not because they are fictional monsters, but because every single one of them actually happened. Real victims, real fear, real deaths. And somehow, millions of people around the world can't stop watching. Over the last few years, true crime documentaries and dark mystery videos have completely taken over the internet. Netflix series, YouTube investigations, podcasts listened to by millions late at night. But the question is, why are people so obsessed with true crime? Maybe it's because these stories force us to realize how dangerous the real world can actually be. Take the Oklahoma City bombing. In 1995, a man named Timothy McVeigh carried out one of the deadliest domestic terrorist attacks in American history. A truck bomb exploded outside a federal building in Oklahoma City. The explosion killed 168 people, including children. More than 600 others were injured. The entire building was ripped apart within seconds. Smoke filled the streets. Parents searched desperately for their children. Rescue workers spent days pulling bodies from the rubble. And the terrifying part? The attack didn't come from a foreign army or some Hollywood-style villain. It came from an ordinary American citizen. Then there's the kidnapping of Charles Lindbergh's baby. Back in 1932, Charles Lindbergh was one of the most famous men in the world, an aviation hero, a celebrity before social media even existed. But one night, his infant son disappeared from his crib. The entire country became obsessed with the case. Newspapers covered every detail. People followed every clue. Then weeks later, the child's body was discovered nearby. The case shocked America so deeply that it became known as the crime of the century. Parents across the country suddenly became terrified. If something like this could happen to one of the most famous families in America, could it happen to anyone? And then, there's Charles Manson, a name that still sounds unsettling decades later. Manson didn't personally commit every murder connected to his cult. Instead, he manipulated vulnerable people into carrying out horrific crimes for him. In 1969, members of the Manson family brutally murdered several people, including actress Sharon Tate. The killings horrified Hollywood. But what scared people even more was the psychological control Manson had over his followers. How could one man convince others to kill for him? That question still disturbs people today. Charles Manson spent the rest of his life in prison and died there in 2017. But even after his death, his story never disappeared. Because true crime isn't just about violence, it's about fear. Fear that evil doesn't always look evil. Fear that dangerous people can appear completely normal. Fear that terrible things can happen without warning. And maybe that's why millions of people keep watching these stories over and over again. Not because they enjoy tragedy, but because true crime reminds us that the scariest monsters aren't fictional, they're real.